Imagine two entire civilizations flourishing for 1,000 years in a warm pocket at the edge of the Ice Age. The people who mastered rivers, metal, communication, and then vanished beneath now what is the sea. Today we call them the River Civilisations, and this is their story. The world 25,000 years ago. 25,000 years ago, the world was in the grip of the last ice age. Something strange was happening in Western Europe. So much water was locked into the northern ice sheets that the North Atlantic became extremely salty. Saltwater sinks. This supercharged and global ocean conveyor belt, pulling water from the Gulf of Mexico far northward. The result was a brief, surprising warm zone across a landmass that no longer exists. A land that connected Ireland, Great Britain and mainland Europe into one vast plain. A land where two advanced Ice Age cultures emerged. Where the river civilizations were. This vanished region lay beneath what are today the Irish Sea, the English Channel and the Celtic Sea. To the north and west, cold uplands, the ancestors of the mountains of Ireland, Scotland and Wales. To the east lay the wide plains of Ice Age Europe, and in between flowed two enormous river systems. The Western Valley Civilization. These people lived in the basin which is now beneath the Irish Sea. The Great Channel Civilization, along the colossal river that stretched across what is now the English Channel. These two societies coexisted, traded, communicated, and watched the same glaciers that fed their rivers. The Western Valley was broad, mild basin with wide river floodplains, fed by meltwater from the northern uplands. It became rich world of interconnected lakes, marshlands, fertile terraces, abundant fish and migratory herds. Communities lived along the rivers and wetlands, along with the seasons and the rising and falling waters. But they were not isolated. Communication was the foundation of their society. Messengers ran across high ground, smoke and fire signals crossed the ridges, drum codes echoed through the lowlands. Reed boats travelled upstream and down. The Western Valley Civilization was cooperative and interconnected, a network of river settlements that worked together for survival. The Great Channel Civilization. To the southeast lay a far more intense world. Here flowed the Great Channel River, a gigantic waterway whose headwaters pressed directly against the towering ice wall. Floods could rise meters and hours. Ice collapses could alter the river's course overnight. Melt surges could wipe out entire riverbanks. But with danger become opportunity. The glaciers in the river acted as giant conveyor belts, scraping mountains and dragging down iron ore, magnetite, hematite sand, copper-rich stones and trace metals. The Great Channel Civilization became the metalworking heart of the region. The dawn of metalworking. A clay oven used for pottery and cooking grew hot enough to alter iron-rich stones mixed with fuel. Slag formed, metal beads appeared, and the first primitive iron smelting began. These early metalsmiths created iron fishhooks, small knives, spear tips, and woodworking blades. These metal tools spread across the plains through trade and cooperation. The river civilizations were standing at the edge of an early technological revolution. But the warm window that allowed their world to exist was closing. Surviving the floods. Both civilizations lived under constant threat from the glaciers to the north. The rivers that sustained them could also obliterate them. So they built sophisticated early warning systems. Glacier watching expeditions, seasonal melt forecasts, communication networks across the plains shared knowledge between the two civilizations. Every flood, every melt surge, every cold snap was recorded, remembered and passed along. They survived thousands of years through knowledge, cooperation and communication. but no system could prepare them for what was about to come, the Great Flood. In the far north stood a massive ice dam, holding back a super lake larger than some modern seas. For millennia it held, until one day it didn't. A wall of fresh water and icebergs crashed into the North Atlantic, instantly disrupting the warm currents that maintained the mild climate. Temperatures across Europe plunged, glaciers surged south, rivers changed course or disappeared entirely. The plains began to drown. The Western Valley was the first to vanish, becoming what is now the Irish Sea. The Great Channel River flowed, filling rapidly to become the English Channel. The two civilizations, thriving for nearly 5,000 years, were erased in a geological blink. Their homes, workshops, tools and cities, all swallowed by the rising seas and the glacial meltwater. Today ferries cross the very waters that hide their world. Fishing boats drag nets across their old riverbanks. Undersea surveys reveal ancient valleys and drowned forests and ghosts of a world long gone. The river civilizations were watchers of the glaciers, masters of communication, innovators in early metalworking, survivors of an unpredictable world until nature reclaimed their lands. Their story is not written in ruins or monuments, but in the landscape beneath the waves and the knowledge of the past that we are only now uncovering. If you enjoyed this journey into prehistory, leave a comment below. What would you like to explore? Their mythology, their metalworking in details, how they predicted floods, or the later cultures that may have remembered them as the people lost to the sea? Thank you very much for watching today, and until next time, keep exploring worlds we've forgot.